Yeah, hi, Akshay.
All right, Pankaj, I'll just drop off. Yeah, thank you.
I think we can start.
Yep. Hello, Paresh. Good evening.
Hi, Akshay, how are you?
I'm good. Good. Thanks. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So let's get started. Can you brief us about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Akshay. I have completed my bachelor's in electronics and telecommunications engineering in 2015, and I have been working since last 6.5 years. So initial 1.5 year, I was into the networking domain where I used to uh, work as a network support and customer support engineer, where I used to get a feedback and feedback from the customers and prepare the report on the some network ad hoc devices. Later on, I found myself like I'm interested into the reporting part, so I started learning Excel and SQL, and based on that, I got my first job as a data analyst into the Zensar technology. So over there, I used to communicate with the different business team across the globe, like the client interaction and the interaction with the different stakeholders to understand the exact requirement. And based on that requirement, I used to prepare a SQL script to pull out the relevant data from the Oracle database and prepare some pricing reporting in Excel. So that way I had started my data analytics journey, and with time I adopted the Tableau tool to develop the front end dashboard. So I had developed the dashboard for the inventory management, internal case audit, and detecting the network activity within the network. So in my current workplace, I am working into the banking domain, and where I am directly working with the client. It is one-on-one, where I get the requirement from the client for the dashboard development, and based on the requirement, I develop the dashboards for them. And in addition to that, I mean they do have some dashboard that needs to be optimized, so I also worked on the dashboard optimization and the assigning the row level securities on the different dashboard based on the audience. And in some part I worked in the backend side, like preparing the SQL views, developing the SQL views, updating the logic into the existing SQL query, and develop the workflows into the Ultrix, into the NiFi pipeline. So yeah, in nutshell, my current work is a mixture of some backend and the front end. Yeah, that's it about me.
Okay, Akshay. So, can you tell us about any assignment of yours that was quite challenging for you and you faced some issues from Tableau side and as well as from other perspective as well? Did you face any such situation?
Yeah, I would like to share one situation that I had dealt with when I got my first assignment. Like the client had a existing Tableau dashboard, and the total size of the extract was around 29 GB. So it was a heavy load for the dashboard because the client was using the complicated calculations within the worksheet. So issue was when the data size get updated, the dashboard got crashed due to the complex calculation, and the reason behind it was he had used the LOD calculation into the worksheet where he was calculating the ratio. So the ratio was about total sum of the amount divided by it was a fixed LOD, like total sum of associated with the some 17 different fields into the fixed LOD. So that was creating the problem. So I had tried multiple ways to fix that problem, but I was not able to get the rate out of it. So finally I suggested client to reduce some data so that we can at least reduce some load on the Tableau engine, and we can get the some at least figures like for current year and last year. So basically the data was about 7 year, like he had 7 year of data, And what I suggested, to divide that data into two parts, like to consider only first 2 year of data into the Tableau dashboard, and the rest of the data I'll create another Tableau dashboard and create a button to switch over that dashboard if whenever they want to check for historical figures. So that way I had uh, fixed that problem up to certain extent, but that is a still problem. Like if the data size is increased and we have huge data volume, then that calculation is again crashing. So that that is a big challenge I had faced till now. And I tried one experiment with that. Like I used the data source filter and divided the data set into two parts. Like I joined the same data two times. One is for the current year and last year, and the second data for the uh, last 2 year. Like it was from 2018 to 2020 was a different data, and from 21 to 2022 it was a different two data sets I used. But when it comes to LOD calculation, the LOD was not supporting the fields from the two data sources, so I dropped that plan, and just suggested the use the dashboard with the lower data volume with the recent transactions they have in the database.
Okay. And Akshay, have you worked on custom graphs as well?
uh, can you elaborate little bit? Custom graph, like some associated with the
Yeah. So
densification.
apart, yeah. So apart from the charts and graphs given by Tableau as a default options,
Mm-hmm.
have you created some custom graphs?
Yeah, I have
So
created. Yeah, like I created some bespoke visualization, uh, like a sunburst chart to showcase the overall distribution of the data, or create a shaped bar chart or a cylinder bar chart to, make some more uh, meaningful visualization if it is needed and it is fitting exactly perfect into the business requirement. So in that case I had created some custom charts.
okay. And have you also worked on extensions, dashboard extensions?
For dashboard extension, like whatever dashboard I had created, I had directly shared it over to the Tableau server. So if you could little bit elaborate about extension, I can get the idea.
So by extensions, what I mean is the third party tools that we can embed in our dashboard.
Got you. The it comes in a reset APIs, embedded to different links and published to
Yeah.
the different web servers. So, uh, in my project requirement, I have not worked, but some practicals I had done long back where I had published, I mean, used the reset API. There was some Java code associated with it, and I published that particular dashboard to the third party website. So it was a capstone project. It was a part of capstone project, but in my current work environment, in also in history, I have not done in any company.
Okay. Then have you heard of write back as an extension in dashboard extensions?
Not
Have you read or came across with it?
not really. Uh, like I said, in my
Okay.
projects, I am not using the extension, but I'll do a search about it. Like I'll try to explore that part.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll quickly on it.
And have you worked on Tableau server as well? Any admin activities that you perform?
Tableau.
Server,
Yes.
any admin activities that you worked upon?
Yeah. So on the Tableau server, I manage the Tableau extract. Like I publish the Tableau extract from the Oracle and the Snowflake, and one for Hyperion. So I publish those extracts, and I run the manual refresh if the client ask, or I had set it to the incremental refresh for the second of every month. So if in case a backend data doesn't load, then Tableau auto run the extract on the second of month. But whenever client additionally requests to redo it with the updated data, then I do it manually. And in addition to that, I make sure every month like all the extracts are up to date and working completely fine.
Okay. Then can you tell me more about a feature called Ask Data from the server?
Yeah, it is we use to quickly access and do some calculation within the Tableau server. Like let's say we have pulled the extract and we want to do some quick calculation, then whatever task we usually do in Tableau desktop, we can do it by just simply asking the data. Like we can say we can just type sum of the cells across the regions, then it quickly calculates and show in the visualization within the Tableau server.
And can you quote any example for the Ask Data?
Yeah, for example, let's say I had prepared my SQL script and I have some underlying calculations with me. Like for example, for a particular month I have sum of sales for a different region, and I have that figures from the Oracle, and now I have published the same extract to Tableau server and done with the extract refresh. Then just to confirm whether the data is fully updated or not, or whether all the records are present into the data set or not, I can quickly go and ask data to calculate the sum of the sales across region. So it will quickly load the data and show me the sum of sales across the region within the Tableau server, and that way I can cross check whether the figures reflecting into Tableau server is matching with my offline calculations or not. So I think that could be a good example to do it.
Okay, correct. So my last question would be, have you worked on Visual Basics by any chance in past, or are you aware of the infrastructure or the structure of any VB, let's say report,
The
where you can put in the values from the UI and it gets reflected in the database, and the values are populated from the database over the report. So that is how it goes, right? Are you aware of the same?
yeah, I like mostly I tried that way to just validate my final dashboard. Whatever calculation I do in Tableau's desktop or in Tableau dashboard, to just make sure the calculations are showing me the correct figures or not, I try to perform the same calculation with the help of SQL in Oracle database and just try to match the numbers. So whatever calculation present in backlink is accurately flowing through underlying data and showing the same numbers in Tableau dashboard. If it is showing the same or approximately closely shows the values, so that happens, then we good to go for bad test and all. So for that purpose I had used it.
Let me ask you the question in another way.
Uh-huh.
So let's say, can we create a Google form using Tableau
Oh,
integrated with the database?
got you. Sorry. So I have not tested it practically, but I'll check on that. It is about creating a Google form based on the data present in Tableau server, Tableau dashboard, Tableau database, basically.
Yeah, not just in Tableau server,
Mm-hmm.
but let's say for an example, SQL Server
Mm-hmm.
is the backend,
Mm-hmm.
and a Tableau report is created over it, and user can input or fetch data from Tableau dashboard only.
Okay. And
So
at the
is that
end,
possible?
when it
Or
submits the data, then Google form will be generated as output, right?
no? at the end when a user submits the data,
Mm-hmm.
it should be written back to the database in the tables.
Okay, got you. So, I'm not sure if Tableau have that. I mean, maybe, but Tableau have that capability or not. So, till the point when user can feed the data is possible, but writing it back to the SQL server or database may need a special access. But if I'm not sure if Tableau have that kind of feature or not. I'll explore that part.
Okay, okay. So most close to achieving that. That's what I feel as per my experience.
Mhm.
But after our call, maybe you want to go through a write back extension that gives more clarity about this.
Got you, got you. I think the first question you asked about the write back extension is associated with this solution.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, got you.
yeah. Yeah, Pankaj. So that will be all from my side. Over to you.
Uh, I can't hear you actually.
Pankaj, you are on mute.
Sorry, I was talking about. So thanks, Paresh. So Akshay, can you tell me about the role you're playing right now in your team and what your day-to-day activity looks like?
Yeah, so my role is to my actually my role is data engineer, and my overall activity divided into two parts. Like first is front end and the second back end. And I am an individual contributor to client. So when your client asks about a new requirement, so I just figure out what is the existing infrastructure the client have, and to fulfill his requirement what other tools or platform we need to include into the overall project. So currently the client have the existing Tableau dashboards on the Tableau servers. So he have around 15 dashboards, and the servers that he have in the backend is Snowflake, Hyperion, Oracle, and he have uh, Kafka also. Like some data is coming out of from HDFS infrastructure. So what I am doing is, based on the requirement, I am just creating the flow pipeline from backend to front end. Like for Oracle, I am creating the SQL views and using that SQL views to create extract and publish it into the Tableau server, and based on that I create front end dashboard. So in this activity what I am doing is I am managing the backend SQL script logic, like everything is managed by me. Only the table and some DBA part, like implementation part, is not handled by me at the moment. And if the client wants to do any change within the SQL script, let's say logic, or he want to include any additional field, so that kind of activity I am handling, and I'm again extracting the re-updating the existing extract onto Tableau server, and recalculating the dashboard figures and validating it with the client. So that is the one part. Second part is like the client have some data coming out of from Kafka. So I am currently implementing the NiFi pipeline for the client, where I'm using the data stream like Kafka consumer in the NiFi, Apache NiFi, and getting that data into the MS SQL server. So from that I am just creating the custom SQL script to bring that fields to the Tableau desktop and creating the dashboard out of it. And in addition to this I am
Okay.
also working on some
Oh, so Akshay, yeah, no, we got that point.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, we got that point.
okay.
So how soon you can join us? Like, what's your availability?
I can
What is
join.
your notice?
Yeah, here I can join within 30 days of period.
Okay, it's like 3 days. Okay, okay, okay. I think we are done from our side. Paresh, anything more you like to discuss with Akshay? Paresh, anything else you like to discuss?
No, Pankaj, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, Akshay. So I think we are done from our side, and thanks very much for your time.
Yeah,
We'll pass on our feedback to HR,
sure, sure.
and we wish you very good luck for your career.
Yep. Thanks, Pankaj. Yep. Was very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, Akshay.
Yep.
All the best.
Thanks. Prakash. Yep. Bye bye.